He is from the Cincinnati, Ohio area. He is a rising musical artist, producer, actor, visual artist, writer, martial artist, all-around adventurer. What doesn't he do? His newest single he has on the charts, Rise, of course, appeared on both the Rhythmic and Rock Radio CMW charts, resounding with listeners. And as well, his release, which came out last year as well, Your Love, has also charted on those same charts, and it appeared on our Give Thanks edition of Night of Hope. And fan bases, both ours and his, clamored and demanded for it to be released. Sam caved into that urge. It came out. It was very successful for him. He's got a lot of great stuff come out, including his latest song that he put out as well. And he says, and I quote, "This page is a hub for music, all kinds of art, design, literature that he puts out. He's multi-talented. Please welcome Sam Day to the program." Sam, always good to see you, my friend. Welcome in to Red's Room. Great to be with you.
Hey, it's good to be here. It's good to see you again, Joe.
Great to see you. You've gotten back into martial arts since that's what I said. You've gotten back into that. You're doing well with that. You've had a number of different songs come out. How have the first month or so of 2022 been treating you? What are some of the things that you've been working on lately?
Like most people, I'm getting my momentum going again after taking some time to slow down for the holidays. People have asked me how my Christmas was. And my family, when it comes to Christmas and New Year's, we keep it really simple because we can be kind of busy throughout the year, so we just sort of chilled. But working on some new music for both Reclaimers and Samuel Day. Shot a video a couple of months ago that is in post-production right now. So a lot of things cooking at the moment.
We look forward to always seeing what's cooking in Sam Day's oven because we always like the results. And I'm sure we'll be featuring them on plenty of Nights of Hopes and Red's Rooms and radio shows and all that throughout the course of the upcoming years. We look forward to more great stuff. 2021 has certainly been successful for you with your music. Hopefully 2022 will bring much of the same for you and your projects, both on a solo front and the Reclaimers front. You got about 4 or 5 tunes to share with us tonight. What's the first one you're going to play for us?
I think I'm going to kick things off with Stand Through This, which was one of the first songs that came out this past year.
Stand Through This, always a good favorite. Sam Day right here, kicking off his set here on this Saturday night edition of Red's Room.
Looking myself in the mirror again. Am I gonna stand through this? Yeah, I'm gonna stand through this. Deciding who I'm gonna be now. Yeah. I'm not gonna stand through this. I'm gonna stand through this. It wasn't what I had been planning. What is good? I'm gonna stand, look at myself in the mirror again. Ooh, I'm gonna stand through this. I'm gonna stand through this. Deciding who I'm gonna be now. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna stand through this. Yeah, I'm gonna stand through this. You ain't gonna take me down. No, 'cause I know where to hold my ground.
Yeah, stand through this. Sam Day right here on Red's Room. Whew. Yes, indeed. James Grafflin says, woo, liking this one, Sam.
Oh,
Wendy
James, nice to
Cruz
see you, man.
says, Wendy Cruz says, good vocals. Adriel is with us. Good evening. How are you? Hello, Eric. Nice to see you tonight. Ron is with us and everybody's with us tonight. A great crowd tonight on hand for Red's Room tonight. Sam Day is here with us. Who are some of you now? I know you're very, for those who have, maybe this is their first encounter with you, I hope not, but if for some reason it is, you have a lot of very eclectic music stylings. What I love and appreciate about you is you don't stick in any one genre. Of course, you do a lot of CCM, contemporary stuff. You also have a rock project, the Reclaimers. What is the best thing you enjoy about that versatility to be able to be cross genre and just really be transparent and really be able to write and create what the Lord really has put in your heart and the freedom to do just that?
I think it's the ability to have a consistent message across genres. Everybody needs the truth. Everybody needs some encouragement. Everybody needs to know how to have a perspective of victory, and that's a big thing that I really try to focus on, no matter which project I'm writing for. And each of those worlds are different. The rock world is different from the pop world, is different from the worship world. But people are people no matter where you go. So it's cool to be able to have all of those touch points for sure.
Amen to that. What's the next tune you got for us tonight there, Sam?
I think I'm gonna keep it a little bit spicy. I'm gonna go ahead and do, this song was a big turning point for me about, I guess a year and a half ago when it came out. I'm wearing the t-shirt. I'm gonna go ahead and sing Rise for you.
There it is. Rise right here on Red's Room, Sam Day.
That's the middle of the song. It's not helpful. One
No,
second.
probably not.
There we go. Okay, here we go.
Sideways, gotta be a dream. Like how's he about to rise above the dust and make a scene? But you and I both know how far I've come. That makes me dangerous. I can't take the credit for this, but I still hold the flame in this place. And I'm gonna rise, yeah. Oh, sideways, gotta be a dream. Like how's he about to rise above the dust and make a scene? But you and I both know how far I've come. Stand up and Jesus, get up and run. And I'm gonna rise, yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna rise, yeah. I can't take the credit for this, but I still hold the flame in this place. And I'm gonna rise, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna rise, yeah. And I'm gonna rise.
Sam Day and Rise right here in Red's room here this evening. Oh yes, and I remember when Stand Through This came out because we featured it on our Agape Love special last year in February. So it's coming up on the year mark since that has been out already. Crazy how
Yeah.
time flies. And I remember Rise is even a little earlier than that, towards the tail end of 2020, I believe, because we featured that on our Night 6, which is
Yeah,
our first
that's
Rock
correct.
Fest. So yeah, that came out like last fall. Can you believe how fast time is just flying us by?
It's nuts.
Hey.
It doesn't feel like it. You know, that song was really a turning point for me as I was figuring out, Reclaimers was a very brand new thing at the time, and I was figuring out how to dive deeper into the more electronic pop side of things. And I had experimented with it a bit before, but that one really clicked for a lot of folks. I had a YouTube commenter at like the end of the year say like, "Hey, I heard this song on French radio, and I came and found you on YouTube." I was like, "French radio? Okay, cool." You know.
That was a whole new experience, wasn't it, for you?
Right? Yeah, yes.
And you've shown up on several international stations since then. I believe, what is it? Brazil has been a new thing for you, I think, lately.
So this is such a cool story. I'm glad you brought that up. So that is the song "This Love," right? Which you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That leans more into the more of the worshipful side of things, and some of the roots of that began with CMS TV. Well, there's this terrestrial radio station based in Bolivia called El Sonido de la Vida. And you know, when you have someone from a country reach out to you that's not your own, you're never really sure at what level they're at. I don't mean that to be a critical thing, but I was like, is this just like an internet radio station or like a Spotify playlist or whatever? That's cool, And I started checking them out. No, they're a legit like FM radio station. Covering that area, and they're playing. So that song ended up being #1 on their station for about a month, alongside For King and Country and Mercy Me and Toby Mac and Newsboys. And they had all these really professional-looking promos and these countdown videos that they were doing on Facebook. And then I actually just heard from them again about a month ago. This Love ended up being #4 for the year with them, alongside many of those other artists. And so it was a blessing to me to know that, a song that I wrote here at home that we originally used at my church for a long time is reaching all kinds of listeners in a country that doesn't even speak the same language that I do.
I know me personally, I won't forget that song here on Christian Media Spotlight. I know a lot of our viewers won't either, because I'll never forget last year in the Give Thanks special when it made its debut. You said, and I remember you introed the song well. You're like, well, I was going to send a worship cover because I was almost out of songs in the worship space until I remembered this one. We've been playing church for a couple of years. And I remember the minute I started playing it, it was one of those few times my jaw dropped open. I'm like, Sam, what is this? Where have you been hiding this from? And when we played it on the Give Thanks edition, apparently I was not alone, because our viewers were like, all right, when is this? Where do we get this? When is it coming out? You had to tell me it's not out yet. And everybody just started bugging you for that song. And there it goes. I mean, came out later that year, and the rest for that song is history. And it's #4 on Bolivia radio, for goodness sakes.
That's the story, man.
mean,
and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, what song you got next for us, man?
I'll do 2 more for you guys tonight. This one we've been playing at live concerts lately. And by the way, if anybody has a venue or a church that's looking to put on a great concert, we're booking for the upcoming year, so get at me. But this is an Elevation Worship cover of a song that has really stuck out to me in the last year. It's called "Sea of Victory."
Good stuff. Sam Day, Sea of Victory, Saturday night, East Coast concert edition of Red's Room.
A weapon may be formed, but it won't prosper. When the darkness falls, it won't prevail. 'Cause the God I serve knows only how to triumph. My God will never fail. for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. Yeah. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. Yeah. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good.
Oof. Touched the old heart with that one tonight. Man, thank you for that one. See a victory, Sam Day right here. Whew, on the Saturday night edition of Red's Room. As far as Rise goes, James says, I know where he's headed with this one. I think Sam might too. The only way you can improve on that one is to add some guitar antics.
Okay, so that's a CMS TV inside joke, clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
Do you want to explain that one, or should I?
Do you want to take it?
Sure. So if you go on
the
YouTube,
straight man to
yeah. So if Google Samuel Day and go find my YouTube channel, and there is a studio playthrough video of a song called Spotlight, which came out a couple of years ago, that we did for CMS TV, and I'm sitting there with my guitarist and my bass player. We're down here in this studio space, and I'm just so focused on singing it right, because we got one take to do this. And we set up like 3 different cameras because we wanted the end product to be really cool and edit it all together. And I get back to the editing room, pop all the footage on, start lining everything up, start making cuts. And I'm looking at my guitarist, and he's just, I'm not going to try to imitate him. It's not going to have the same effect here. No. But he was doing some silly things that I didn't see until I was busy editing the video. So everybody who watches that, I know they're there to appreciate the song and everything, but what everybody always comments on is how much fun they're having with Michael. So go check out the Spotlight Studio video after this live stream is over, and you'll have a good time.
I think they love the video equally for the song and equally for the antics, which turned it into a top 20 favorite on our perennial one on our show.
100%.
Angela Earl says that, wow, as far as Rise goes, Kathleen says great words and beat. Loving the beat to that one. James says, as far as this love, I'm so glad you decided to record this love, especially after sharing on CMS TV. We are as well. We are very proud of where that song has gone for him. Wendy says, very nice. Adriel, tuning in tonight. Thanks for tuning in this evening here on Red's Room. Sam Day is here with us. Music, we've asked this quite a bit tonight, and I'll ask you this as well. Musical influences. Who has shaped your musical journey along the way?
Oh, man. My influences are, not surprisingly, very far-reaching, but they're all for different reasons. Last year, obviously, we had Carmen passed. He went home to be with Jesus. he was a big influence for me as a kid, and not so much in like the style of music that I write, because you couldn't really make a one-to-one comparison on us musically, but I was always inspired by how he did things on such a grand scale, how he did things with excellence, how he brought people to Jesus. And he was a huge one for me as a kid that inspired me in a lot of the different ways that I did moving forward. When it comes to like the hard rock side of things, I grew up with a lot of the same rock bands that a lot of young Christian kids did at the time. Pillar, Skillet, who's still, just released a new record last week, POD. On the poppier side of things, I grew up like with the Newsboys, which again, they're still rocking it. I just went to a Newsboys show like a month ago. The lineup is different than it used to be, but and then even like I'll get on YouTube and listen to some of the different like modern pop producers these days to kind of keep myself and my ear fresh. There's a guy that I quite enjoy. He's not in the faith-based world, but he goes by the moniker The Fat Rat. And sounds really silly, but gosh, he's such a great musical composer. He's a really cool fusion of electronic music and orchestral music. And I try to draw from that kind of stuff as well. So I'm all over the map, man. It really depends what my mood is that day and what space we're talking about.
Pretty much, yeah. As a longtime DJ music programmer, I am much the same way. I guess what they call an appreciator of music. So I guess you are much the same way as well. You've got one more to share with us. What song would that be?
Well, we've talked about it so much tonight, so I thought I'd go ahead and cue up and sing through the studio version of This Love for You All.
Here it is. This Love, Sam Day right here on Red's Room. This love, Sam Day, right here on Red's Room. So great, just how that song has done for you this last year. It's done well, both on a national but an international stage as well. Do you have a favorite as you're getting back out on the road and doing a handful of dates here and there? Is there a favorite that you have to perform right now for you and the band?
You know, the one that has been, I mean, we enjoy them all for different reasons, but the one that has been a lot of fun to play live is Rise, because that spent so long as just a studio song. And we got to play it for the first time this past summer at Sunfest up in Mount Vernon, Ohio. And as much as that is an electronic song on record, live it just has a way of turning into just a straight up rock tune when you play it with a live band. So we kick off the set with that right now. We get everybody going with it, and that's been a ton of fun for us.
Fantastic. Any dates coming up that we'll be able to see you at that you're aware of so far?
Yes, yeah. So as I mentioned before, we are booking for the upcoming year. So churches, venues, festivals, anything like that. Get a hold of me. Let's have a conversation. We do have a date on the calendar for Fairfield, Ohio. It's at the end of next month. It's a Sunday morning. There's a venue / church called Grace Station Underground that we got connected with, and we've not ever played there before. But we're doing this kind of hybrid event. It's a concert. We're playing a full, like, almost hours worth of music. But there are also going to be some speaking there as well. I don't remember the exact date, so if you go to samueldayofficial.com and check out the tour schedule, or go to my Facebook page, or just Google me and you can find the tour schedule by going to my website. You can find more information on there.
Eric says, I will be forever strong in Jesus' love. I love that lyric, says Eric. Yes, indeed. I know why our producer director back there behind the controls, Red, is asking this question. May it have something to do with May, perhaps? The first part of May with a certain event we've got going up there, you and I. Does he ever go to Washington State, that is?
I haven't been yet, but, you know, I'm happy to hear about it.
Well, there you go, Red. Can we keep up with you and your musical journey? I know you got a lot going on as well between your project, your solo project, and the Reclaimers as well. Talented on both fronts there. Where is some of the spaces that we can connect up with you and keep pace on what you're doing? I know you just released a new song in this last month or two, right around the holidays. And how can we keep in tune to what you've got coming up next in the rest of this year for you?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, brand new song, Warrior Spirit, just came out. Very, very much a cousin to Rise. It's a big pump-up anthem, and people have really been connecting with that song on YouTube, honestly. You can keep up with the things that are going on. There's a whole bunch of places: Facebook, Spotify, YouTube. There's a ton of content on my YouTube channel. A lot of people don't know this, but I've got like a whole series of travel videos on there. I do sit-down talks here from the studio, so it's not just music and music videos over there. But if you just, instead of trying to memorize platforms or URLs, if you just Google Samuel Day, you can usually find everything from there and find the platform that you want to listen to the most. I'm just kind of moving from there. SamuelDayOfficial.com, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff.
Before we let you go, I will let you know that we had a request for one of your songs. So, of course, for those that don't know, I run and I host Christian Media Spotlight on that platform. We've been talking about it occasionally tonight with some of the artists who have appeared on our show as well. I know we've talked about it a lot with Sam with This Love, because that's kind of where the modern day origins of how that song timing wise came to be. But we did have a request yesterday, and the request actually came from Red back there. He dug up, and we actually played the other day on our Music Hangout show where we take requests. He actually dug up your song from 2017, an oldie but goodie called Roses. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah, The Roses. So The Roses was actually, that song originally was the first single I ever put out. It came out,
really? For
the first time it came out in 2012. But we shot the music video for it years later, like in 2016, 2017. So that's when that was the first music video we ever made. And gosh, that was a whole production. There's a yeah, that's a whole other story. But yeah, love that song, and we still do. We don't perform it as often as we used to, but it does still pop up in live sets from time to time.
Oh, all right. Fantastic. Sam, it's always great getting the chance to chat with you, and
You as well.
just being here for a great night here on Red's Room. It's great being here to host with you tonight. Much continued success to you on a personal and professional level as we continue through the rest of this year. May you have lots of bookings, lots of musical success, and we just appreciate having you here on the show there, man.
Back at you. Much love, y'all. Onward and upward.